just managed to get some deer on footage for you guys, and it was amazing watching them just running across the top of the hill just behind in front of me here. So I'll put that on after this one. It's the 25th of April and it's about 8 AM and I wanted to talk a little bit about you know, sort of hopping realities, dreams, things like that. Basically, when we fall asleep at night, we sort of, our attention, our awareness goes to another place, and that other place we wake up in. And then when we wake up back here, it all seems so real for that moment. You know, that moment feels so real. It's like you've had a connection with that you've dreamt. Now, I can't prove any of this. It's just the thinking that goes on in my head for so many years. But there is new things that are coming out, like abilities to carry consciousness faster than the speed of light. So let's go on to that. So electromagnetism isn't fast enough to carry our thoughts and things like that through space and time or anywhere else to any other planets, which are actually just alternate realities, if you know what I mean, and any other galaxies. But electromagnetism is more like the decoder on this end. Do you get what I mean? It's the way that we can decode this particular reality. But when we hop, but there's actions and things that happen that travel many, many, many times the speed of light, almost to the point where it doesn't matter the distance, it's instantaneous. It's like boom. So now we've discovered that means of changing something trillions of miles away, just like that, just because we've thought here and then something else changes. That now sort of starts giving me more credit to speak my theory and what I think about dreams and you know, alternate realities and things like that. So it's very hard to share this in a short video. But basically, when we go to sleep at night, like I say, our awareness gets carried somewhere else. That somewhere else is just another version of our awareness, and it can, if we're really sort of going within and asking to be shown something or whatever, it's your ability. There's never any savior, no God, nobody looking out over you. It's your ability to connect with that alternate reality and in some way predict. In the same way, when something bad happens in that alternate reality, it links very close sometimes to this here, which gives us a prompt during times of extreme trauma, or when you know something's really bad's going to happen. You know, when someone's dying or you're dying, you tend to get very big revelations of, you know, what the world's about, what's going to happen, how to heal yourself, what's wrong with you, and you don't know where it comes from. It just comes, and that's it. So that aside, there's, if the universe is infinite and there's no end, because there can't be a brick wall, can there, at the end of this space, because behind that brick wall will be something else, and that will be space again. So it's infinite. So that means that everything that you witness here, this entire globe, and every decision, every movement, every tree, every blade of grass, and every grain of sand, eventually, over distance, will be repeated again, right? And I spoke, it's funny, I opened up to a guy I randomly met, and this is why you got to keep yourselves open. There are people out there. When I was in Jamaica last year, I spoke to this Canadian guy, just an average family man, but you know, when you know that energy, you can feel the energy of someone else, and you know there's something more going on in their head than they let on. They got that mysterious look about it. I love it. I absolutely love it. We were chatting about, you know, you just get on and you chat and then you nudge, and then, you know, incidentally, we were up to early hours drinking at the bar, and And the next day he come down, he said, I will never in my life forget the conversation that we had last night. And I said, and he said, thank you very much for that. And I said, well, thank you. I said, because, you know, we both shared with each other. Now, he called this alternate reality thing you meet these people by it's not by mistake, is it? It's all synchronicities if you're open your mind of it. But he called it I think it was the green shirt theory. And basically, if you travel on infinite in time, eventually there's got to be a repeat of everything. But the only difference could be that instead of wearing a black shirt, I'm wearing a green shirt. And I said to him, that's exactly right. Because if you go on forever and everything's repeated, and I know I spoke about that on some of my older videos and some of my talks that I've given around the country. But if you do go on forever and everything's repeated, if you can connect with that, you can literally hop realities. So your awareness goes where it wants to go. You may wake up in a different reality every single day you wake up. And this is where it gets really sort of really deep. And I'm going to go into this a lot deeper because I got so much more to say about it. I could write a bloody book on it, you know. But basically your awareness, you may wake up in a different reality every single day. And the only things that have changed is the things you've become aware of. This is why you have to be careful what you're creating as an imaginative person. You're creating a new reality every day you wake up. Now, if you choose, all right then, so I'm not gonna wake up, right? I'm not gonna wake up because I'm not gonna go to sleep. You will be bending the rules of reality so much it won't be many days before you're dead. Because there are people around who couldn't actually sleep. They would try everything to sleep, but they had these certain things wrong with them, with their body that wouldn't allow them to sleep. So they don't last very long. I think it was like the longest person lasted like, was it 28 days? Don't quote me on that. I'm trying to go things off the top of my head here, as I always do with my videos. So if you're trying to bend reality by staying awake and making sure that you stay here and you haven't faded out at all, there's no like dizziness where you've faded out and gone like that again, then you're actually bending the rules of reality, which makes you you're too powerful. You're at the moment. There's too much information for you to be able to control, and your mind's changed too much in relation to this reality, so it gets unnatural to you. It takes you away. But what happens is instantaneous. Bang! You wake up in another reality. So when you die, just like when you go to sleep at night and you wake up, you go to an alternate reality, and you get. And the more you connect with your ability to, your ability to know things. Like you start to know things inside yourself because you feel that you know them, the more that you'll connect with that reality that's already experiencing them. And remember what I said the other day in the video, everything is in an eternal now. There's no such thing as a future and a past. What there is everything's happening everywhere, all across the universe, and you're able to connect with it. So when you see the future, it's good. Oh, I love going deep like this. Finally, I do these videos for me. It's as much as I love doing it for everybody else. Is to finally get these things out of me, so I can move on. It is a beautiful experience. Like a lot of people say, who make their own little videos. It heals you in some way. But if you're going around and you're making yourself aware of all those realities and you're connecting with it because your consciousness has now gone bigger to feel that you're a creator. What actually happens is you start to be able to connect with those other realities because you've made yourself aware that they exist, and therefore it's opened up a new, and this is why you get those tingly feelings, I don't know if many people do get it, but you get like tingly feelings in your brain, like your brain's being restructured, like neural pathways are open. It's like an electronic path. I can hear a woodpecker in the background. I don't know if you can pick it up on here. And this electronic path opens up in your brain, and it just reconnects it, and all of a sudden you've got this bigger perspective of the world. And that's why it's good not to just look at all the trauma and things you're going through, because you'll start going to sleep at night and you'll wake up dreaming about these things. Everything you fill your daily life with, you're basically making yourself closer to that reality. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave it there. Game for now. Tell me if you want more.